Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be tackling this quite challenging looking integral, at least at first, because there is a neat little method we can use to simplify it down to something much more manageable. And actually, I believe this was the daily integral, the hard daily integral almost like a week ago. And so honestly, let's just get right to solving this thing. The first thing I need to do, however, is introduce to you guys the tool we're going to be using to solve this integral, which is Glasser's master theorem. Now keep in mind that the version of the theorem that I'm going to use for this video is a special case. It is a lot simpler than the general one that you might see probably in like real analysis or higher mathematics or whatever, because for the purposes of this video, the simplified form will do just fine for solving our integral. Now, Glasser's master theorem states that the integral from negative infinity to positive infinity of any function f of x minus a over x, any random number a, with respect to x, is equal to the integral from negative infinity to positive infinity of that same function f of x with respect to x. And so immediately we see that this side of the integral bears a striking resemblance to this the function we're integrating here. We see we have it in the form x minus a over x, except instead of a we have pi here. And so we can then confidently rewrite this integral as the integral from negative infinity to positive infinity of cosine of x times e to the negative x squared with respect to x. And so now our problem becomes a little simpler. But first, we need to notice that this cosine of x is famously a part of Euler's formula. E to the ix is equal to cosine of x plus I sine of x. In fact, since this is in complex number form, we can say that cosine of x is the real part of this formula. And so what we can now go ahead and do is replace cosine of x for the real part, the real operator we can actually take out of the integral, the real part of e to the ix times e to the negative x squared dx. And now we can combine these two and perform some completing the square. So actually I'm going to combine these two and then factor out a negative. So that gives us the integral from negative infinity to infinity of e to the negative x squared minus ix with respect to x. And so now to complete the square of this expression, all we need to do is x squared minus ix. We need to take this term, negative I. We need to add it, we needed to take this term first, then divide it by 2, square it, and then add it to our overall expression. But we can't just add this, out of the blue, because that would be violating the rules of algebra. We need to subtract it out too, so that, it all cancels down to 0, and it's a-okay to just add this on, And so what this gives us now is x squared minus ix plus, I believe it's, what is this, negative 1/4. And then since this one gives you the same thing, but you're subtracting, this actually gives us positive 1/4. And so now we have a perfect square. And that leaves us with the expression x minus I over 2, the same I over 2 from here, squared plus 1/4. And now our expression becomes the real part of the integral from negative infinity to positive infinity of e to the negative x minus I over 2 squared plus 1/4 with respect to x. And now when you carry over the negative, we have the real part of the integral from negative infinity to positive infinity of e to the negative x minus I over 2 squared minus 1/4 dx. And now pulling out, well, we can pull out this e to the negative 1/4 from the integral and also perform a pretty straightforward linear substitution to get rid of this x minus I over 2 term. And so we have u equals x minus I over 2. Taking the derivative, we have du equal to dx. So it's a pretty straightforward transformation. We get the real part of e to the negative 1/4 times the integral from negative infinity to positive infinity of e to the negative u squared with respect to u. And we know this result. This is a pretty common, familiar result in higher math. This is the Gaussian integral. This simply simplifies down to the square root of pi. And so we're left with the real part of e to the negative 1/4 times the square root of pi. But of course, technically we don't have a complex number here. It would be e to the negative 1/4 times radical pi plus 0I. And so we know that the real part is simply just e to the negative 1/4 times radical pi. And we basically have a result here, but I think we can simplify this a bit further to get a quite elegant looking result. And so we know that we can rewrite e to the negative 1/4 as 1 over e to the 1/4 times radical pi. But we can also rewrite e to the 1/4 as the square root of the square root of e times radical pi. So we can take this all into one big radical, and our result becomes radical pi over radical e. And there you have it. That is the result when solving the integral from negative infinity to positive infinity of cosine of x minus pi over x times e to the negative x minus pi over x squared with respect to x. That's pretty much all for today, and thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all in another video. Goodbye.